Ecosystems test. Number 1. Which is most likely the greatest challenge to organisms living in estuaries? A. The varying levels of salt. B. The animal diversity that exists. C. The amount of sunlight received. D. The changes in water temperature. Number 2. Which lists organisms that live in a lake or pond ecosystem? Black bears, deer, voles. Ducks, amphibians, algae. Jellyfish, stingrays, crabs. Insects, crustaceans, amphibians. Number 3. What's the main difference between marine and freshwater ecosystems? A. The amount of animals. B. The amount of plants. C. The amount of rocks. D. The amount of salt. Number 4. Where do decomposers work the fastest to recycle organic material? A. In the desert. B. In the tundra. C. In the rainforest. D. In the mountains. 5. How do decomposers recycle dead trees? A. By releasing oxygen. B. By turning them into soil. C. By turning them into producers. D. By making them food for consumers. 6. In a food web, how are consumers most often described? A. By their size. B. By their color. C. By the food they eat. D. By the way they move. 7. Which organism is a producer? A. Deer. B. Spider. C. Ladybug. D. Sunflower. Number 8. Numbers of Florida scrub jays have recently been decreasing throughout Florida. Which is the most likely reason for smaller populations of Florida scrub jays? A. Habitat loss. B. Fewer predators. C. More eggs hatching. D. New food sources available. 9. What is the difference between abiotic and biotic factors? A. Abiotic factors are plants and biotic factors are animals. B. Biotic factors are plants and abiotic factors are animals. C. Abiotic factors are all living things and biotic factors are all non-living things. D. Abiotic factors are all non-living things and biotic factors are all living things. 10. Classify each object as being either abiotic or biotic. Ceramic dish. Temperature. Pizza. Water. Soil. Fungus. Diamond. Air. Baby elephant. Bison. Moss. Cotton socks. Biotic. Abiotic. 11. Categorize each of the following as consumers, producers, or decomposers. Mushrooms. Earthworms. Calf. Sunflower. Human. Fungus. Prairie dog. Snake. Grass. Bacteria. Apple tree. Cricket. Rosebush. Sand crab. Seaweed. Pecan tree. Consumer, producer, decomposer. 12. What best describes an ecosystem? A. All living and non-living things in an area. B. All the organisms of the same kind in an area. C. A large area such as a forest. D. A place where many organisms live. 13. An organism gets the nutrients it needs by breaking down dead leaves. Which is the best way to classify the organism? A. Producer. B. Decomposer. C. Herbivore. D. Consumer. 14. Which organism is a consumer? Oak tree. Rosebush. Prairie dog. Tomato plant. 15. Which describes one way that energy is transferred in a food chain? From one producer to another. From a consumer to a producer. From a producer to a consumer. From a producer to the sun. 16. Eelgrass is a major source of food for birds and turtles in an estuary. What will most likely happen to the bird and turtle population if people remove the eelgrass to build a bridge? The turtle population will increase and the bird population decrease. The bird and turtle population will increase. the bird population will increase and the turtle population will decrease, both populations will decrease. 17. How do bacteria most likely affect birch trees in a forest? Bacteria adds nutrients to the soil that the trees need. Bacteria help the trees reproduce by spreading pollen. Bacteria provide energy that the trees need. Bacteria help the trees reproduce by spreading seeds. 18. Which organism most likely lives in a grassland ecosystem? Trout, bison, bear, crab. 19. How would the woodpecker population in a forest area most likely be affected if a housing development is built in that area? They would produce more offspring. They would change the color of their feathers. They would experience a decrease in available food. They would experience a decrease in competition. 20. Which will most likely cause a decrease in predator populations? An increase in prey populations, a decrease in prey populations, a decrease in decomposers, an increase in producers. 21. Classify each as an herbivore, carnivore, or omnivore. Bird, horse, tortoise, vegetarian human, shark, toad. Herbivore, carnivore, omnivore.